All right, warm up for this week. Follow Lori here. She's gonna face that way. We'll start off with some high knee pulls. Your goal here is simply to grab onto the front of the shin, trying to stand up as tall as you can, pulling the knee towards the opposite shoulder, finding some stretch, challenging some balance, and alternating sides, showing off good posture the entire time. And you'll mess up, it'll be fine. That's the whole point, is to try to activate all of the muscles in the foot, all the muscles through the leg, all that fun stuff. And we'll switch to the quad pull. You're trying to grab the foot somewhere behind your butt, pointing your knee down and or trying to pull it back and then switching sides. Just feel the stretch, the sensation for a moment or two, prove balance, and then switch. And if balance is really, really tough, Lori's right next to the garage door. She can put her hand on the garage if she needs to for some sort of balance, right? But the goal here is to maintain good posture as you breathe and move through. Again, feeling this stretch somewhere in the front of the thigh, the quad area, and or part of the hip. You'll feel some stretch in the knees as well because you're closing that joint angle. Maybe even the front of the shin because you're grabbing the top of the foot. And hamstring pull. You're gonna lock one foot out in front, round your back, reach down with both hands, down your leg as much as you can. Lori can touch her toes. That might not be where you're at. If you need to make this easier, you can just slide your hand down your thigh or the front of your shin. If this is too easy, your goal is to get your fingertips down to the ground. And if you can touch the ground with your fingertips, can you touch the ground with your palms? Again, just trying to lock out one leg, putting it slightly in front of the other. The support leg, the rear leg, should be the one that bends. And again, trying to get the stretch in the back of the knee, the hamstring, the glutes, your back. You can challenge yourself differently here too by trying to keep the chest up and the back flat the entire time. And relax. Otherwise, Lori's gonna face us in the camera, and now we're gonna go with the figure four. Figure four simply means you're grabbing the front of the shin or the foot, and you're pulling the heel towards the belly button. There you go. And obviously, as you just saw, the balance is probably one of the more tougher components here because we're demanding a lot from that stretch, from that position. And this is simply just an exaggerated version of the bottom of a squat on one side. You're driving the knee out, getting that external rotation at the hip so that your squats can be deeper, fuller, and hopefully with a stronger, flatter back. And relax. We'll face this way again. You're simply going to take a lunge forward and interlace your fingers, push your hands forward and out, all the way down until the rear knee kisses the ground, it rests on the ground, and you're going to lean away from the open side. So Lori's left knee is back. That means the left side is open. She's going to lean towards the right. And then go ahead and step back.
Step back.
All the way up. Okay. And switch sides. So rather than just holding the Samson stretch here, we're kind of like we did with all the other pulls. You're just going to get in the stretch for a second. Really open everything up. Let's see if we can lengthen that lunge even more so that the front shin stays vertical, if not even further back, where the heel goes further than the kneecap. There you go. And still trying to squeeze the glutes forward, keeping the abs tight. And one more. And We'll face the camera one more time, and let's get arm circles going one way. Snap, crackle, pop.
Woo.
Make sure your abs are tight, your glutes are tight and tucked. And go ahead and rotate so we can see a different angle. There you go. It's probably going to start small with the range of motion. It will get bigger as you warm up. And yes, your shoulders should get tired. That's the entire point of this warm-up preparation phase. 3, 2, 1, relax, jump it out, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing, but going in the opposite direction with your arms. So regardless if you went forward or backwards, go backwards or forward. So you can see Lori's going with a smaller range of motion in the beginning. And then as she gets more comfortable, that'll widen up over and over and over. Just focusing on the breathing, making sure everything air-wise is moving. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And let's actually just rotate out with the elbows. All Lori's trying to do here is bend the elbow completely like a bicep curl and then lock it out like a tricep extension so that we know that the elbows are getting full play before they're required to do anything with the weight, whether it's the body or an external object. And switch directions. You can also add some funky wrist circle to the elbow circle if you'd like. It'll look like you're dancing. If you have any specific, if you've done this in class with Moon Boots, he really makes it super funky. And that's what I remember every time we do it. All right, and relax. Let's go back to our mat, plank position. You're on your hands and your toes, shoulders stacked directly over your wrists. Cool, and we're just gonna do some scap push-ups. So the shoulder blades pinch together and then they push apart. Very nice. Lori's doing a fantastic job of keeping everything else tight. The legs stay tight, the hips stay open, the abs are on, and the head stays in line. And the only real change happening there is in that shoulder blade. We can see the spine running through the ear to the hip and how that line changes in relation to that shoulder cap right there. And you can move even slower if you'd like. Slow and steady is what we kind of want here so that we're activating all the different tissues, all the different muscles, all the different nerves, and really try to prepare the body for play in a second. All right, and then we'll move it on to the pull through. So Lori's gonna get back into the plank. And so this is like yoga, but not quite. The hips go up, the head goes through the window for the down facing dog. And you can hang out there for a moment and then just back to the plank and check in with the plank. Is everything tight? And then go back to the stretch. Head goes through the window for a beautiful overhead position. If you see the hip, the rib cage, the shoulders, the elbows, and the wrist all line up in a straight line here. And you could come back. Now, Lori's flexible enough that when she goes into the pull through, her legs can stay straight, her heels stay off the ground, but you can, if you are used to that term in yoga, walk the dog. You can bend one leg and alternate sides as you need to, yeah. Or you can keep the legs bent, it's really up to you. And then back to the plank. And it's up to you to just transition between the two, but make sure that you get some sort of pause at each of those positions. And we can hear Lori breathing. She's doing a great job. 5 more seconds. And relax. Cool. Stay there on the ground. Last thing that we'll do to try to get some blood flow there is a 1 to 5 of burpees and breathing, full breaths, but it's all nose breathing. So Lori's going to stand all the way up. If you remember, a burpee means that you're going to lay down completely on the ground before getting up in the air. Back up. There's one, and now she takes a full deep breath and a full exhale. Now she owes 2 burpees, and the entire time the mouth stays closed. So this is not about a rush. You're just moving through the range. And now full 2 breath cycles. There's the inhale. There's the exhale. Give me one more. And now she owes 3 burpees, and you'll owe 3 burpees. You can roll down, you can make it strict, you can kind of sprint them, but I would take your time. The mouth stays closed. You can breathe however you want here. Short and shallow is generally the play. Now 4 burpees. And we'll start the breath now. So whenever you're doing your burpees, you have to finish with an exhale of some sort. Your next inhale begins the first rep of the nose breathing. And then Lori just has one more set of 5 burpees, one more set of 5 nose breaths. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Congratulations, you're all done. Hopefully you're warm. Let's go get it.